What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SheepStaysLeepTV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody that is in the building. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to all you visionaries, man. Shout out to all of you visionaries. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. We back here on SheepStaysLeepTV with another one. I'm your host, DS1 Ross, of course, and I appreciate all the love and the support. Of course, we got another great show lined up for you guys today. So if you were here, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button, fam. Hit that like button for me, family. Shout out to everybody that's here, but make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure y'all share today's show. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. Share it on your Facebook, your community tabs, Twitter, anywhere that you share content. Make sure you share this show. It's very important that you share this show. Also, if y'all haven't yet, make sure y'all go and check out yesterday's show. If y'all didn't know what yesterday's show was, this was yesterday's show. Make sure y'all go and check that out. Make sure y'all go and check that out. It's very important. Shout out to everyone once again. Let me get over here to the chat room and give some shout outs while you guys like and share today's show. Shout out to you, Miss Angie B. Shout out to you. Always coming through and holding down the chat. Much love to you, Miss Angie. Shout out to you also, Miss Queena. Always coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to you. Shout out to Miss Zahara in the building. Much love, Miss Zahara. Good afternoon to you. Shout out to Shaw Willie in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to Sir O in the building. Salute. Shout out to the villains. Shout out to Miss Garnetta Brown in the building. She say, ready for this message today. I appreciate you, Miss Garnetta. Shout out to my brother, the #1 grinder. Salute, my brother. Salute to my man Bob in the building. What's good, Bob? Salute to my brother Bob, man. Hope all is well, bro. Brittany, duh. What's going on, Brittany? It's been a minute. Good to see you. Shout out to my brother Po Boy Films. Salute, family. Salute, salute. Dinah. What's up, Dinah? Shout out to you, Miss Letitia. Good to see you. Good to see you. Charles Ramsey in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Blessings to you, brother. Shout out to Ebo in the building. Ebo Sosa in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Miss Letitia started off right. She said, thank you for making me a mod. I really appreciate it. Thank you again. You already know, Miss Letitia. You know how we get down. Shout out to you. You know, the Intimacy Lounge will be back soon. You know, me and my brother, the Book of Ronan. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan. But shout out to you, Letitia. You know how we rock. Shout out to you. Shout out to Third Ward in the building. My man Suavemente. It's my guy right there. Shout out to Third Ward. Larry Vaughn in the building. Salute, my brother. Salute. Brother Ray. What's up, Brother Ray? Salute to Shango Zulu. Salute, my brother. Salute, salute. Shout out to everybody that's here, everybody that's tuned in, everybody that's listening. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all like and share today's show. Make sure y'all like and share today's show. And y'all see the title. Y'all see the title. Will Smith. This is what happens when men become prisoners of perspective. Will Smith. This is what happens when men become prisoners of perspective. And shout out to my brother, the Book of Rona, because we had a conversation a while ago, and he would always mention, being a prisoner of perspective. He would always mention that, man. And I always found it to be unique, but I never could kind of grasp, what he actually meant. And as time went on, things happen. And I'm not talking about in the YouTube world, but I'm talking about in real life. The more you live, the more you learn. You supposed to, the more you live, you supposed to learn, And I realized exactly what he was saying. And also what we've been seeing the past couple of years with these celebrities, with these so-called high value men, right? I've noticed that these men, just like everyone else in the world, are prisoners of someone else's perspective. See, whether we want to believe it or not, because see, this whole high value man shit, like they try to create, this is an example of classism. You see? It's classism. And what happens is when you feel like you rank on a certain level, you actually think that no one can speak on the things that you do. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I got a funny comment left under yesterday's show. And this dude was basically saying, he's probably listening, because all the Kevin Samuelites, they love moseying their asses over to this small channel. I noticed that. They'll tell you in the comment section that no one cares about your perspective because you're not a high value man, but then they always come back and listen. How do you find these small channels? Why do you care? I'm going to tell you why they care. They care about what guys like me say because they understand that they're prisoners of someone else's perspective. That is what the high value man represents. Because who told you you was high value if you didn't tell yourself? See, yeah, we gonna go there today. We gonna go there today. Because this is a deep-rooted problem that men have in the world. They running around here with another nigga train of thought and thinking that it's theirs. You running around here think you behaving like yourself, but you're behaving the way they telling you to behave. The way you analyze things in life is from someone else's perspective. You You see, you're only calling yourself high value based on someone else's standards. How do you call yourself a man when you're living up under someone else's stipulations? But you a man. But you a man. No, you're only a man because they told you you are. You don't feel like a man. Will Smith don't feel like a man. Dwayne Wade don't feel like a man. These guys don't feel like men. Y'all just think they're men because that's what someone else made you believe. You see, and this is the power of celebrity. This is why they get people to fall for celebrities. So you can be a prisoner of someone else's perspective on your life. You're going around aspiring to be what somebody else told you you should aspire to be. That's why you call yourself high value, because they told you in order to be high value, you got to have a degree. You got to make this amount of money. You got to wear these types of clothes. Nigga, you are a template. You're not a man. You're a template. That's what you are. And you know why you're not a man? Because you haven't designed yourself. You see? You haven't designed you. You don't even believe in yourself. The belief that you have comes from what somebody else said about you. Oh, you should have confidence because you got a PhD. Oh, you should have confidence because you was in a fraternity. These dudes are not better than you. You was in a fraternity. These guys are not better than you. They make less money than you. Who told you this shit? I know who told you. The lifestyles of the rich and famous. See, I grew up as a little boy watching that show too. See, y'all believed everything was on that show. Just like y'all believe everything y'all see in the movies with these quote unquote rich men. You see, you're a prisoner of someone else's perspective. You don't own your own mind. You don't think in terms of you. You thinking what somebody else wants you to think and how to think. This is why they keep celebrities in our face. You see? But see, while y'all focused on the silly shit like the slap, while y'all are you know why y'all are focused on a slap? Because that is what your mind is trained to focus on. You see? Just like your mind is trained to worry about what a nigga is wearing instead of worrying about what a nigga is saying. You see? That's a prisoner of someone else's perspective. Oh, I can't listen to what he's saying. He got on a $2 shirt. You see? You see where we get these? You see where we get this from, brothers? Prisoners of perspective of someone else's, because it don't come from you. You don't see yourself in the light that you see yourself in because of you. You don't call yourself alpha, or you've never called yourself alpha until you heard of the black manosphere. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. That's why you hear me saying it time and time again. I was what y'all would call red pill before I got on YouTube. Before I got on YouTube, I was doing this shit in real life, in real time, before I even heard about the be red pill. That's internet shit. And a lot of you men have become prisoners to it. You're a prisoner to someone else's perspective. Since these internet famous guys tell you you're supposed to be red pill as a man, that's what you become. That's what you stood behind. See, I didn't realize that the whole time all the shit that I was doing was some red pill shit in real life. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I was going through red pill rage in my teenage years. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. When I was going around cursing women out and telling them what the fuck they need to hear and all of that, I didn't know that that was red pill rage till I got here. See, I red pill raged in real time. You see, I didn't hear about red pill rage on the internet and then get on my live stream and start raging. We got to cut this shit out, fellas, because you are a prisoner of someone else's perspective. You're not black pill. You got that shit from BGS. Okay? Stop being a prisoner of someone else's perspective. You heard that shit from him. You didn't get it from nowhere else. You didn't subscribe to it until you heard him break it down. When he broke it down, that's when you niggas started subscribing to it. Well, I'm a little black pill. When it really comes down to it, I hear you dudes do it. Some of you dating coaches, some of you so-called PUA, all of y'all. I'm a little black pill. Shut up. No, you're not, because you're happy with your girlfriend right now. Shut up. Stop getting on here being a prisoner of someone else's perspective, because that's not no man shit. Running around here calling yourself a high-value man because a nigga on the internet blew up from it. Do your women consider you a high-value man? Huh? When you show up, is that what it is? Because last time I checked, a lot of these so-called high-value men, they still paying off child support. They still trying to get their shit together. But y'all are high value. This is the problem. You are a prisoner of someone else's perspective. And it goes for the black celebrities, the black male celebrities. You're the man that they told you to be. You're not the man you want to be. Will is not the Will Smith that he wants to be. He's not. He's not. But we think that it's cool that we should promote this to other men. We think that this is actually healthy and it's destroying us. See, I'm not wishing nothing on another man, whether celebrity or a non-celebrity, but I'm glad this is happening to these celebrity black men, because it's teaching us black men who are on a lower level that we're all going through the same shit. We're all going through the same shit. We just pay a different price. See, because when you got the money, the tab is bigger. You see? See? When you got the bag, you're going to spend more out the bag. For us guys who are on a lower level, who are not considered high value men, you know where we take the brunt of the bullshit at? Internally. And see, y'all have a problem with just giving up the money because you want to use the money as a way to cover up what you're going through internally. See, if a lot of you dudes didn't have no money, you'd probably be smoking crack outside on the street. You'd probably be panhandling in front of McDonald's if you didn't have a little money that you had, because you already still dealing with poor mental health conditions. You're already a narcissist. You already got a screw loose. You're already schizophrenic. You already suffer from behavioral issues and having all types of episodes. See, you dudes don't talk about that type of shit because you got money. You try to hide it. This is what happened to Kanye West. This is what happened to Kanye West. And now y'all make fun out of Kanye. No, this dude he has mental issues. There's a lot of men out here like that. Men who are considered high value. They have personality issues. As I said, a lot of these guys are narcissistic. This is why they don't get along with people. You see? And what they do is they go around these other widows, and they're taught that it's cool to be this way. It's cool to be this way. They start being taught that the reason why they think the way they think is because they're actually better than people. And over time, that breaks a man down mentally, because he go out in the world and see, God damn, I'm having the same female problems as this broke ass nigga. My woman can't keep her legs closed, just like homeboy who work at the supermarket. My woman want to fuck the dope boys, just like homeboy who work at Foot Locker. Just like his girl is going on trips with the dope boys, so am mine. See, this is what hurt guys like Dennis Sperling. This is why Dennis is so butthurt. Because he realized that there's no difference. Only difference is the income bracket. But just because your income bracket is different, don't mean they're going to treat you any different. See, because a trick is a trick. A lame is a lame. But see, you guys like Dennis Sperling, who are prisoners of perspective, the perspective of the American nigger factory, because that's the perspective Dennis Sperling and Obsidian and all you other saps suffer from. You want to be the head buck in charge. Make sure y'all go check that stream out. The HBIC, the head buck in charge. See, all this high value man shit, all that did was trigger the slave buck in you niggas. Where now you can stand up and have some authority. Now you feel like you got some say, because Master told you. The head buck in charge. You're a prisoner of someone else's perspective. You're nothing but a buck. See, that's what the Pookie and Ray Ray and the EL debate is all about. You got the ELs who want to be the Bucks. They want to be the niggas running the plantation. That's what they want to be. They want to be master soldier. So they come up here and they prop themselves up as being these godly figures. Oh, I'm a high value man. I'm a high value man. The fuck that mean? Really, what does that mean? Absolutely nothing. It's a way for black men to try to, I'm better than you. Let me control you. I run this shit. Y'all gotta get up under me. That type of goofy shit. Prisoners of perspective. Because Master told you, as long as you go and get his education, you better than any other nigga who don't have it. Because Master told you, you went and worked in his corporation and put his kids through school, working for 25 fucking years, that you better than any other nigga who decided not to do that. See, you are a prisoner of perspective. That's what you are. That's what you are. I deserve to get a bad chick because I drive a V12 Benz. Who told you that? But the lifestyle's in Rich and Famous. That's who told you that. That's the fake little lifestyle y'all promote on Instagram now. Everybody's rich. All these bum chicks are foreign. Oh, I'm foreign. I need to go back to where it's hot. Relax, shorty. Because you going back to the hood and you going to buy you a cigarette for $1. Chill out. Chill. And the same thing with you dudes. You go rent a Bentley. You go rent a Bentley, drive down South Street, drive down whatever drive it is in Miami that y'all are known for going to. Collins. You go rent your car. You know, you go get you 1-2 outfits and you go drive down Collins and get on Instagram and think you a boss. Prisoner of perspective. And then you go back home and you owe rent. Or you go back home to your mama house. You go back home to struggling with your bills. Prisoners of perspective. Prisoners of perspective. You want to know the real reason why Will got up there and slapped Chris Rock, whether it was fake or not? We're not getting into, oh, it was fake, it was staged. We could do all of that. That's another topic. But if we're just going to go with him slapping him, why he slapped him? He slapped him because he's a prisoner of perspective. That's why. He felt like he needed to defend something because of what people were saying about him. Because what people has been saying about him. So what does that make Will? A prisoner of someone else's perspective. Now, why does high value men, quote unquote, high value men, why do they care about what other men think about them? Why do you care about the opinions of other men who don't live your life? Why are you trying to prove something to them? Why are you still trying to prove anything to the world? Will Smith, you done proved enough. Because you're a prisoner of someone else's perspective. That's why. You always have to live up to what someone else say about you or what somebody else don't say about you, what they don't say. Why? Because you're in an industry where that's what you do, Will. This has become your life. When you are living up to the expectations of people who really don't even care. You see, and this is what happens when you get into the arena of fame and being a celebrity. This is what happens. This is what happens. You lose yourself. And then you do erratic emotional shit like what you saw Will did. Stop talking about my wife. She's not your wife. She's not your wife. You're her husband. She's not your wife. See? All of this marriage stuff. You know why you hear guys speaking against marriage, speaking against certain things? What they're basically speaking against is the status quo. They're speaking against the norm. Not that I agree, but I understand why they're doing it. Because they're trying to get men out of the conventional way of thinking and seeing themselves. That's what they're doing. They're trying to show men in their own roundabout way that you are a prisoner of someone else's perspective, which is why you're suffering. Because you think a certain way about life that is not so. Kissing your wife's ass is not a part of marriage. It's only a part of it if you believe it, if you subscribe to it. That's the only way. That's the only way. Prisoners of someone else's perspective. Who told you you got to get fly? Who told you that? Did you tell yourself that? And what is actually fly to you? Because I see a lot of guys talk this fly shit. But what is actually fly to you? Dressing like the next man? That's fly. Wearing the same season of clothes that you see all these other dudes wearing, that's fly. See, I'm from Brooklyn for real. And growing up, when we was growing up, the millennials, what made you fly was you being different. What made you fly is you having your own style of dress. You don't follow trends. You don't buy Jordans when they drop and all of that shit. That's not what made you fly in our era. See, in our era, if you was able to get on the line and buy Jordans all the time, you know what that meant to guys like us? You were spoiled. That didn't mean you were fly. That mean you were spoiled. That mean you were spoiled. See? See, because in New York, when you from New York, it's not what you wear, it's how you wear your clothes. See, that's what make you fly. Especially in Brooklyn. See, because in New York, we already know New York is the fashion, we're like the fashion mecca, New York and LA. Right? But in the city, there's different boroughs. in every borough, you got different styles. You have different styles. And it has nothing to do with money. It just has something to do with how dudes dress. Like in Brooklyn, you got your fly dudes, but they're fly because they wear certain shit. Like you got your guys who wear all of the boutique clothes, the vintage shit. You know, the Ameris and the Von Dutch and all of that type of stuff. You got those guys, the Robin jean wearing guys, the 7 jean wearing guys. They're fly for their area. See, a lot of those guys in Brooklyn, where I'm from, all of that antique fashion boutique clothing, dudes from Flatbush wore that. Those was the Flatbush cats. They wore all the boutique shit. Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights, East New York, we dressed a little more rugged. That's fly. Having a fresh Champion hoodie with the pointed hood, with a fresh fitted, with a little watch on, with a nice haircut, smelling good, with some good Timbs on. We don't dress like Harlem dudes. Harlem dudes don't dress like Brooklyn dudes. Every dude in Brooklyn don't dress the same because you got different areas. Flatbush dudes don't dress like Bed-Stuy dudes. You see? That's called creativity, originality. You see? Where now drip is you only have to wear designer shit. See, prisoners of perspective. Y'all done let these Atlanta rappers influence you guys so much that you don't even feel like you fly unless you got on a $400 t-shirt. You an idiot. You're an idiot. Prisoners of perspective. You ain't dripping unless you wearing Bape. Prisoners of perspective. You caught up in how these rappers dress. And because a rapper created the word drip, Sauce Walker. Shout out to Sauce Walker, my man Albert Walker. He's a genius. Shout out to TSF. He's a genius. He's a black genius. Sauce Walker. Yes. The word drip did not come from Atlanta. It came from Texas. It came from Sauce Walker. All that I got the sauce, that's from Sauce Walker. So if you run around here talking about you dripping, you got that from Sauce Walker. You see? But if you listen to Sauce Walker and them, now they from Texas. They dress different from Atlanta dudes. Because you hear Gunna and Lil Baby talk about drip. They dress different. They have a different perspective on what being fly is. Now, how could you say you're fly when you're copycatting? How will you fly? Explain that to me, please. How will you fly? When you like what everybody else like. You go eat you take your woman to go eat where everybody else eating. Oh, we going to Roof Chris. We're going to Roof Chris. Roof Chris got shitty steaks. Did you ever know that? No, because you don't go to other restaurants. Because you going to places so you could get likes on Instagram. That's why. We went to Prime. We went to Prime 112. We went to Papa Do's. Just so you could pin the location on the picture. See, a lot of you dudes act like chicks. That's why I be laughing at y'all and making fun of y'all too. You dudes who be going out y'all way to think that y'all doing better than other guys. That's why I laugh. Because you a clown. You a clown. Oh, we went to Papa Do's and you put the little location. Prisoner of perspective. Doing it for the gram. Prisoners of perspective. Doing it for Facebook likes. You just got to show the world what you eating. Prisoners of perspective. You got to show the world you getting money by what you put on. Prisoners of perspective. There's a meme going around right now of Jay-Z, right? And it says that the more and more, or the richer Jay-Z becomes, the less shit that he wears. The richer he becomes, you start seeing the jewelry disappear. The drip disappears. The richer he gets. That's a meme that's going around. I'm pretty sure y'all saw it. Oh yeah, I know. Third Ward. I know Papa Do's is good. But dudes just go there just to say they went there. And they go there to take pictures, bro. They don't actually go there because they want the food. You feel me? You know that, bro. You a Texan. You from Houston. You know why most of us out of towners come there. Just to take pictures and to say we was in Papa Do's. Not because we actually there to eat. See? You know that, bro. Shout out to Roderick Hayes. But this is the problem that us men are going through. This is what you see Will going through. He's a prisoner of perspective. And this has happened to a lot of us. We think because we so-called got our shit together that life is supposed to live itself. Let me repeat that. I don't think y'all heard me. A lot of you dudes who think you quote unquote got your shit together, you think life is supposed to live itself. This is what you dudes forgot. You forgot that you're the money. You're the one who makes the money. You're the one that go out and do what you got to do to get the things that you have. But you don't treat yourself as such. You go out and you purchase external things to remind you that you're valuable. And this is what's destroying guys like Will Smith and these black male celebrities. Why do you think all of a sudden in the industry, and when I say the industry, I'm talking about the entertainment industry, which YouTube is a part of. Why do you think in the industry now, it's a common thing when these celebrities are being interviewed, they talk about what? Mental health. Why all of a sudden Charlemagne could direct you to his therapist? Why is it normal now to sit down and talk about men going to therapy, men learning how to assess their feelings and go through shit? Why is all of a sudden that's a thing? Because that is what men in the industry are really suffering from. See, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that the suicide attempts and all of this other shit comes from you losing yourself. You not valuing yourself no more because you done put yourself around people who don't care about you. And when you're around people who don't care about you, your health dwindles. And the first part of your health that dwindles is this. Because that's how they help kill you to take your money. They get up in here. That's why they never wanted a black man to do this. This is why one of the most dangerous black men ever in American history took a picture doing this. Oh, excuse me. The most dangerous black man in history took a picture just doing this. Why was he considered one of the most dangerous black men in American history? All he did was do this. Because what does that denote? What does that denote? It denotes that he refuses to be a prisoner of someone else's perspective. That's why Malcolm was one of the scariest black men ever. Because he wasn't afraid to show the world, I'm not sheep. You're not going to force me to be received by everyone else in this world the way you want me to be seen, the way you want me to be received, the way you want me to present myself. No. Either you respect the difference or you get from around me. See, that's how Malcolm operated. And any other black man who show any fragments of that, they're going to ostracize you. Just like the nation did Malcolm. Oh, you not lying to kick it? Oh, you not faking it till you make it? Oh, you ain't about dripping and tricking? Oh, then you're a problem. You're a hater. You're mad at everyone. No, I'm just not a prisoner of your perspective. I'm not mad at you. If you want to be the sleeping sheep that you want to be, have at it. But don't think I'm going to be that. Don't think you're going to convince me to be that. Don't think that. And when you realize that that's not who I am, don't get mad. Just carry your ass on about your life. That's it. But look, people who are like that, especially us brothers, what usually happens to those men? Those men are not received, those men are not accepted. And usually those men are assassinated. Young Dolph, assassinated. Why? Why? Because he wasn't a prisoner of someone else's perspective. And he was killed because of it. Mo 3 was killed because of it. King Vaughn was killed because of it. Pop Smoke was killed because of it. I'm not going to get money and leave my homies. Because that's what y'all want me to do. That's because that's what everybody else done. I'm not like everybody else. I'm Pop Smoke. My homies coming with me. Look what happened to him. What happened to Dolph? Dolph was giving back to his community. He just was getting ready to do a goddamn turkey drive. Get a whole hood turkeys. Buy the whole hood bikes. That's what King Von did with his advance. They showed it. You can look it up on YouTube. He went back to his hood and gave all his homies money. He had a stack of money like this, full of hundreds. Hundreds, 20s, 50s. He was giving them out to his homies. Here, here, here. Go to the studio. Here. Here. Bought all the little kids in O Block bikes. Bought them bikes. He was killed for that, man. Because he didn't come back and destroy his hood. He didn't come back and promote the bullshit. He wasn't a prisoner of perspective. He wasn't doing what the template tells you to do. See, the template tells you to say, fuck your hood. And fuck all your niggas. Let them die. Don't feel no way. You rich now. You made it out. They supposed to die. See, he didn't believe that. He didn't believe in that. He didn't stand on that. He was killed for it. And the same thing happens in this YouTube shit. When you don't stand on the fuck shit. When you don't meet the status quo. When you're not a prisoner of the black manosphere's perspective. They ostracize you. They banish your channel. Oh, that's a small channel. Oh, he's just clout chasing. That's what they do. See? Same shit. Don't these rappers use YouTube and Instagram and all of these other things to attack each other? Prisoners of perspective. And you know what they'll tell you? I'm just doing it for the money. Prisoners of perspective. Prisoners of perspective. This is why a lot of guys suffer in silence, because they accept that shit. They accept it. Because they have to look like they're doing something that they're not doing. Shout out to everybody that's here. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share today's show. Hit the like button and share the show. Shout out to my brother, the Book of Rona. He said, in order to be free from being a prisoner of perspectives, you have to free your genuine selves from social solitary confinement with self-love, direction, and unauthorized self-approval. Keep cooking, DS1. I had to hit the sheep on that one. I had to hit the sheep button. That's what y'all call it. But shout out to my brother, the Book of Rona. Marinate on that, fellas. Marinate on that. Self-love, direction, and unauthorized self-approval. You don't need nobody to co-sign you. Your character and your work stands on its own. You see? I don't need nobody to say, oh yeah, what he's saying is valuable, and I stand behind that. I don't need nobody to do that. Because you doing that doesn't validate what I'm saying. What I'm saying is valid on its own. The truth don't need no support. See? Honesty don't need no support. This is what a lot of you guys don't understand. You don't want to accept this. You don't need no one's approval, male or female, or who the hell you are. Whoever don't accept it, they don't accept it. That's their problem, not yours. You're not living up to someone else's expectations of you. You're living up to your own. Because a lot of people have expectations higher for you than for their goddamn selves. This is why you cannot allow yourself to be, and like what my brother just said, social solitary confinement. You're in solitary confinement in your mind because of what you see on Instagram. That's why you post pictures of your drip. Because it's for the gram. It's for the gram. Yup. Gotta do it for the gram. You can't look dirty on Instagram. That's where the stars at. Everybody on the gram. But we know that the gram is a hologram. It's not real. It's a figment of your imagination. You think these chicks really look the way they look? They got waist trainers on. They got waist trainers on. When that fupa drops, bloop, what you gonna say? When you find out that your little Fenty model that you in love with got a fupa. She got hanging skin on her butt. What you gonna do? Oh man, this shit fake. You supposed to been know it was fake. This is the internet. But you've become a prisoner of perspectives. So you think every chick on Instagram with a fat ass, her ass is really fat. You think every dude who put a stack of money up to their ear and stand in front of a car that they actually own the car. A lot of these guys show fake money. Because a lot of these guys sell fake money to you silly niggas who are prisoners of perspective. You don't even know the money fake till you go and try to spend it. Till you go and try to show off with your little IG thought. And then you get arrested for having fake money. Goofy. Silly rabbit. You see? Prisoners of perspective. And this is what a lot of us men have become. Which is why we could never truly be free. You can't pay your way to freedom. Because how are you free when you're still living up under the perspectives of other guys? You're only a man if you look like this. You got to have a jawline. You got to have a six-pack. You got to be 6 feet. You got to have 6 inches of dick. You got to make 6 figures. Those are all perspectives of other people, not your own. Oh, women don't like big guys. Says who? Women don't like fat guys. Says who? The nigga who you heard that shit from, who probably got his girl taken by a fat nigga. You gotta have a jawline, says the chunky double chin having nigga. That's why he telling you, you gotta have a jawline, because he doesn't have one. He's not successful in what he has. So he's telling you, you got to go be somebody else because he's aspiring to be someone else. You see? Man, I can't get a bad chick. I don't make enough money. Says who? Your internet daddy? Who laying up with the same type of chick? He on the internet clowning, but he laying up with her every night and telling you she bad. And telling you he with a bad chick. Shout out to Miss Zahara. She says, bunch of showboating, grandstanding, and hot dogging ass dudes. Macho Man Randy Savage voice. Shout out to you, Miss Zahara. Much love. I love your wrestling references, by the way. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Come on. Come on. Hey, what's up, a cutie pie? What's going on? Come on. Come on. But what has happened to you is you begin to believe that you're not good enough. This is what happened to Will. This is what has happened to Will. He's been trying to prove himself for so long to Jada. When he doesn't understand, Will, you're not that archetype of guy. You are the archetype of guy for Jada that she will marry and have kids by. She never wanted to have kids with Tupac, Will. She don't want to have kids with guys like August Alsina, Will. She just want to get dick down by him. Shout out to the OG, Ron Wills. What he always say? It's a difference between attraction and arousal. There's a difference. A lot of you guys think because a woman is attracted to you that she's turned on by you. No. A lot of you skinny guys, you workout guys, you think because your woman is attracted to you that she's not turned on by a big guy. See, she just like to look at muscles. You're a showpiece for her. You see? She just like to look at you. She's attracted to you. But she go and cheat with a guy who's not in shape because she's turned on by him. She's aroused. But you're a victim. You have become a prisoner of someone else's perspective. So you thought me having a six-pack was going to keep her faithful. You thought that was going to keep her faithful, the six-pack and the six figures. You see? That's what you thought. You're a prisoner of perspective. And this is what we need to move away from as men because it's eroding us. It's destroying us. It's destroying us. Being a prisoner of perspective, you will never become who it is you want to become. And that's what it boils down to. Shout out to Hills In. He said, I missed a few live streams. Appreciate you, family. Much love. As always, man. You see? See, you can't say, oh, I'm living for me. You're not living for you. You don't even dress for you. You don't even dress for you. You don't even wear what you like to wear. You wear some shit because it costs a lot of money and because you know these chicks know the name brand. So that's why you buy it. You're a prisoner of perspective. That's why thousands of dollars of clothes later, you still are where you are mentally. That's why car after car after car later, you still at where you at. And I'm talking about personally. Well, how you deal with life. You're still in the same spot that you was in when you was that broke, dusty nigga. You still in the same place. You try to hide it with your jewelry and your little clothes and shit like you try to hide it. But we see it. You still feel the same way about yourself. Your family still see you as that dusty nigga. You just got some money now. You still don't get no respect. You still don't get no respect. You still don't love yourself. You thought if you got money, everybody would love you. You thought if you got resources, everybody will listen to you. Everybody will finally see things your way. Right? That's what we're all taught as men. That's what we're all taught as men. And then we find out that's not even true. We find out that the true value in a man is his intangibles. See, this is what we find out at 40, 50 years old. After going through so much shit and giving ourselves away to everyone. This is what happens. Because we're prisoners of perspective. You see? And it's time for us to come up out of that. It's time for us to come up out of that. Shout out to you, Miss Queena. Much love to you. She said, just adding to the collection plate. Keep speaking, DS1. Much love to you. Appreciate your support and the work that y'all ladies put in the chat room. I appreciate y'all. Dinah says, based on clips of Will and Jada on the red carpet prior to the Oscars, I sensed that Jada was already set off and Will was attempting to fix things. So he proved himself on the show. Big mistake for him. Of course. Of course. I'm glad you saw that too, Dinah, because that's what it was. That's why I did the show that y'all could go and check out. This is what happens when men try to prove themselves to women. Because that was the first mistake. But bigger than him trying to prove something to Jada, he was trying to prove something to himself. Because as I said on yesterday's show, what happens is you try to catch up. You trying to catch up because you trying to redeem yourself. That's what Will is trying to do. He's trying to redeem himself. But he's doing it in the wrong way because that woman never saw you as being that kind of guy. That's why she married you, Will. That's why she had children with you and all of the other thugged out dudes, she was getting slayed. Laid and slayed. She could have had little August busts up in her. Why she didn't? Because she's just turned on by them. Once they get their nut and she get her nut, she want to go back to her family. It's an arousal, Will. She's not attracted to these guys. They just get her little box wet. And once she get her needs met, she throw these guys away. But you think attraction and arousal was the same thing. Your woman is not turned on by you, Will. She never was. A lot of women marry guys they are not turned on by. A lot of women do. A lot of them do. You got to accept that, fellas, that she may have just not been aroused by you. That's not your problem. You could have tried all the tricks to the trade and it just didn't work. You're just not that archetype. Jada Pinkett is turned on by thug kind of dudes. She like rugged. That's what Jada likes. Jada like rugged. She like ruggedness, rigid. You got to be a little rigid. You got to be a little you got to have a little screw loose. You see, that's why when Will slapped Chris Rock, it turned Tiffany Haddish on. You see what Tiffany Haddish had to say? It turned her on. It aroused. She became aroused. She became aroused. Not just attracted to Will anymore. That turned her on. That made that box hot. That made that box hot. When she saw him get up there and walk up there and slap him. Don't say and just turn around and walk. That turned her on. See, Will thought that would actually turn on his wife, and it didn't. And it didn't. It turned on Tiffany Haddish. It turned her on. It turned her all the way on. Some shit she never saw Common do. And shout out to Common. I rock with Common. I ain't trying to play my man Common. But it turned her on. You see? And you know why it turned her on? Because that's what women like her are used to. You see? You see? And the reason why that turned her on is because she's a prisoner of perspective. You see? She likes for a man to have that fifth of fuck it always in his back pocket. See, you can't have a fifth of fuck it in your back pocket and be a celebrity, especially on the level that Will Smith is on. You can't do that. You have to be well behaved, well mannered. You have to be a well-mannered, manicured man. Your attitude and your behavior has to be manicured. They have to know that you're not going to get up there and do no shit like that. And if they could bank that, if they cannot bank on the fact that you will not do some shit like that, you'll never make it to that level. Because you will not allow yourself to be a prisoner of Hollywood's perspective. You see? This is why Will had to apologize, which I expected him to do. Because guess what? He still has a job to do. He still has to be Will Smith, the actor. So guess what? Get back in to perspective. Get back in to perspective. That's what happened. And usually when these artists, the musicians, the entertainers, the actors, when they retire, they give you the real story. So just understand, we may hear some things about Will when he get older or when he pass about how he really felt about things, and you know, he'll be no different. He'll be no different. Memoirs of the memoirs of a mainstream prisoner. That's all it is. He's a prisoner of Hollywood's perspective. And the only way he can get away from it is if he move away from Hollywood. But if he move away from Hollywood, then who is he? And this is why a lot of guys stay stuck in the prison. They don't want to be truly free. Because now, will the world still love you for who you are? Will the world still respect you for who you are? Remember Rich Porter. Rest in peace to Rich Porter. Remember they showed this on a movie Paid in Full. Where Rich Porter was talking to AZ. And he said, if I leave the game, would they still love me, man? If I become myself, me, operate and show the world who I really am, not this character that I use to operate in the world, but be me, will they love me? Will they accept me? Remember that part in the movie? And this is why you guys stay prisoners of other people's perspectives. Because you don't want people to say what they say. And you stay here, married to mediocrity. Because that is what the status quo is, to just be mediocre. You see? That's what they want all of us to aspire to be. See, because to be yourself is to be extraordinary or extraordinary. Remember how we used to use those words when we were little? Shout out to everybody in the chat, too. I'm getting ready to wrap up today's show. So make sure you like and share the show. Make sure you like and share the show. But remember when we was young, you was little, they used to always ask you to use words to describe yourself. What words do you use to describe yourself now? Do you still use those words? I know I don't. Because the world has tainted me. You see? The trauma that I've been through in my life has made me not feel extraordinary. See? And I know this is what a lot of us brothers are going through. You don't feel extraordinary. You don't feel outstanding. You don't feel a level of excellence. You don't. And it is because you've allowed yourself to become a prisoner of this world's perspective on who you're supposed to be. And it has actually stunted your growth. Because growth is you growing into the best versions of yourself, not growing into what somebody see you to be. You see? And a lot of us has picked up the template of what somebody else want us to be. And we follow that. So we go and drip and trick. We go become Jonathans. Because that's the template that they have for you. But you know you can create your own, right? You do know that, right? You do know that, right? You do know that. But in order to do that, you have to denounce a lot of shit and denounce a lot of people. And that could be hard for some guys because, like I said on yesterday's show, a lot of guys think being alone is being lonely. And a lot of y'all don't want to be lonely. Shit, no one wants to be lonely. But lonely is a feeling. You could be lonely in your marriage. You could be lonely in a big ass house full of children that you pay for and take care of, your wife and all of that. You still feel lonely. You see? So lonely is a feeling that you have about yourself. It has nothing to do with where you are and if people around you or not. Most people who feel the loneliest have the most people around them. Most people operate better alone. They get more done alone. They're a lot happier. They're a lot healthier alone. Not lonely, but alone. And a lot of brothers haven't had that alone time to get to know themselves. So it's easy for you to become a prisoner to someone else's perspective because you don't even know yourself. And then you not even knowing yourself. If you don't know yourself, you can't love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you'll easily follow someone else's template throughout your life. You'll believe in the American dream and all this other goofy shit that they teach us. And this is what happens when men become a prisoner of perspective. So shout out to everybody that's in the building. I appreciate y'all for coming through to today's show. If you were here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the show. Hit that like button, share the show. If you enjoyed today's show, don't hesitate to donate. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV. Cash App $SheepStaySleepTV is where you can go to support today's show. Shout out to everyone who has super chatted. Shout out to everyone who has hit the Cash App. If you hit the Cash App, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to Akuma in the building. He says, being alone is where you can think for yourself without distractions. Exactly. Exactly. Shout out to Music Man. He says, Will Smith has officially become the Godfather. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, Music Man. We gotta think deeper than that, bro. Gotta think deeper than that, bro. But I got you. Shout out to everybody that's here. Salute to everybody. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. One Pan Wonders. Shout out to One Pan Wonders. Shout out to Anthony Touchstone in the building. Salute. Salute to OG Sonny Blanco in the building. Salute, salute, salute. I appreciate everybody for tuning into today's show. Much love, much love. I appreciate it. If y'all haven't yet, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to all you visionaries. Much love To you ladies for always holding down the chizat. Much love to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And brothers, remember, before we get up out of here, we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.